We were just 2 days away from the NFL draft, and we're still hearing things from teams all over the league. We bring it to you in our Draft Confidential. And Nolan, first up is Donta Hightower. I know there's a bunch of guys from Alabama in this draft likely to go in the first round, but Hightower, it seems like, is the one that teams are really focusing on right now.
Teams that worked him out privately came away saying he was a top 15 talent. He's that kind of an athlete. I think early in the draft process, there were teams hoping he'd land late in the first round and to be sitting available. I don't think there's any chance anymore. It'd be a surprise to see him get out of the top 20.
Now, guys moving in the other direction, it seems like, are the offensive linemen. Normally we hear the top guys at each position kind of creeping up just because of need. Really, each spot, center, guard, and tackle now, maybe going the other direction.
And Matt Khalil all along has been talked about as a top 5 pick. There's a chance he can slide out of there. David DeCastro, on some boards, is not even a top guard, a distinction that belongs to Kevin Zeitler from Wisconsin. And Peter Kahn's his teammate, after not working out prior to the combine, not running, there's a chance that he could slide out of the first round. Some teams even have him in the third round that I talked to recently. Just not impressed with his overall play.
If you had one guy right now that you would say is the hottest name on the board, who would it be?
I think a lot of teams are very interested in the safety position, have a lot of needs there. And the one prospect that teams feel comfortable drafting in this year's draft is Mark Barron. So I think there's a chance, if there's a prospect that teams are going to trade up for, it's the safety.
Could creep up. We've heard 14 to the Cowboys, maybe even higher than that?
It's possible, especially if there's a trade in the works.
I guess someone needs to get before the Cowboys to get him. They have to get above 14. And finally, there's a running back maybe now sneaking into the first round. Besides Trent Richardson, we know he's going early on, but could be another running back taken.
Yeah, I think there's a very good chance Doug Martin from Boise State winds up in the first round. Very strong, very instinctive runner. I'd be surprised if he didn't land in the back 10 in the first round.
We hadn't heard for sure which running back was going to be the second one. David Wilson was mentioned. It looks like Doug Martin finally going to be the guy, though. Those are some names to keep an eye on as we get closer to the draft. For the best draft coverage, check us out at ProFootballWeekly.com.